Hello everyone, and welcome back to Truth Talk. I hope you all had a fantastic week and a wonderful long weekend and are prepared for the new fall season that is soon upon us, with back to school and back to work and then of course back to reality. But with the fall season, for me, always brings, I feel, a new year, and it's a new opportunity to set new intentions and set new goals. And wipe the slate clean and start fresh, start all over. So today, our topic and our theme for this week is going to be to think clean. So we're going to clean up our thoughts and we're going to clean up our minds this week, because the thoughts that we have are affirmations and they become our reality. We are the ones who are in control of the lives that we live and the situations and circumstances that happen around us, because the thoughts that we have on the inside become our reality, and our external state is a direct reflection of the internal conversation that we have in our minds every day and every moment. So if we can just remember, it was Albert Einstein who said that we're all energy, right? And so we're all just vibrating at a frequency that, if we're sitting low in a negative frequency, we're going to get back a negative low frequency life. And if we raise the frequency of our thoughts and to a more positive, higher frequency, then we'll start to vibrate on that level and live a more inspired, a more positive life. So I have this book, it's called Girlosophy, that my mom gave me in university, and it's by Anthea Paul, and there's one page in it, and the quote on the page says, "Don't eat junk food, don't think junk thoughts." And that quote just always stuck with me, and I always remind myself when I go to those negative thought places, don't eat junk food, don't think junk thoughts. The same way that you would clean up your diet if you wanted to make lifestyle changes and make a healthier and have a healthier diet, to clean up your diet and your body, you have to clean up your mind as well. They're both one and the same, and both are equally as toxic to your container and to your ability to live an optimal, inspired life. A big example of how your thoughts can create your reality. Last week, my best friend and I had a little day date, and I was kind of running a little bit late. And so as I left the door, in my mind, I kept thinking, shoot, I'm going to be late, 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 I'm going to be late. And so as I kept saying that to myself, as I was driving down to her apartment to meet up with her, I hit every red light and I got behind every single bus, because I was creating that energetically in my mind. It was reflecting back out to me in my external circumstance. I hit every red light, I got behind every bus, and I was 15 minutes late. So that's just an example of how your thoughts create your external state. I created myself being late. I made that happen. And we do the same thing in our relationships. We do the same thing with work, and we do the same thing with how we feel throughout the day. If you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, I look like crap today, all day long you just keep thinking, I look like crap, I look like crap, I look like crap, you'll feel like crap, and your day will just be junky. It won't feel good. Same thing when you start to get sick and you say to yourself, oh, I think I'm coming down with something, I think I'm coming down with something. Eventually you get that cold or you get that flu. And if you change it up and mind over matter and you say to yourself, I'm not going to get sick, I feel fabulous today, you walk through your day fabulous and you won't get sick. So a couple ways to make those changes. There's 3 steps that you can go through, or that you go through, to make those changes. The first is awareness, second is forgiveness, and the third one is to make the actual change. So first is cultivating that awareness and not being upset when we have those negative thoughts. The more that we realize that we have those negative thoughts, that's power. You're cultivating the power, because now you're able to make that change. So first step is having the awareness and knowing when you start to go to those negative places, you can realize it and then take yourself back out of it. That's where step 2 comes in, which is forgiveness. So forgiving yourself the thought and then allowing yourself to be forgiven of the thought. So saying to yourself, I forgive myself for having this negative thought and having this negative self-talk. And I allow myself to be forgiven for having this negative thought and this negative self-talk. And then that brings you to step 3, which is to make a change. So changing the actual thought. So instead of saying to yourself in the morning, I look like crap, change it up and saying, I look fantastic and I feel fantastic today. So that's a thought that you can change just in your mind. Sometimes it helps to write them down. I like to journal and write things down. So I might sit for a couple of minutes and write out the negative thought, and then underneath it say, I forgive myself for having this thought. I choose to see this differently. And then I'll change up the sentence of what the thought is to the positive version, the opposite version of what that thought is. So you can write things down, or you can verbally say it to yourself in your mind throughout the day if you're sitting at your desk, or maybe you're driving in the car, and just go, okay, I take a breath, I choose to see this differently, I forgive myself for having this thought, and I choose to change it. Because we are the ones that have the power to change, and really every moment and every second of every day is a new opportunity to make that change and to change the negative thought to the positive thought. So if you can just remember this week that our thoughts are affirmations and they become our reality. Don't eat junk food, don't think junk thoughts, because they're both one and the same. And follow the 3 steps: awareness, forgiveness, and then make a change. So if you enjoyed what you're watching today, if you enjoyed the conversation today, feel free to comment below. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here, Open Hearts TV. Like us on Facebook, openhearts.com. Follow me on Twitter at Michelle Hearts. And hopefully we will see you here back again next week. Have a wonderful and fantastic week. From my heart to yours. Namaste.